Welcome to Living Abundantly with Sarah Vie. I am so grateful to be here with all of you today. At Living Abundantly, we believe true manifestation begins within. That's why each inspiring guest shares their powerful story and remarkable vision. If they can do it, so can you. And I am your host and friend, Sarah Vie, an international 3-time best-selling author and lifestyle design expert. And I am on a personal mission to inspire abundance through all of life's ups and even the downs. My next guest is definitely living his best and abundant life. Ed Begley Jr. is a Golden Globe and 7-time Emmy nominee with hundreds of film and television credits. Some of his more recent projects include roles on Young Sheldon, Better Call Saul, Bless This Mess, Strange Darling, and Arrested Development. The son of Oscar and Tony winner Ed Begley, the younger Begley is as well known for his environmental work as he is for his acting. He is the creator of Begley's Earth Responsible Products and the author of the autobiography To the Temple of Tranquility and Step on It. I love that title. Oh my gosh, welcome to the show. I am so honored to have you here today. And like I said in the intro, a little bit starstruck. So welcome to the show.
I'm delighted to be with you, Sarah.
Thank you so much. What an incredible career you have had. And I have personally watched your work for many years in Arrested Development. You have had a nonstop acting career in film and television, I'm going to say for decades. What would you say is your secret to continually working?
I'll be real honest with you on this. I learned years ago I didn't have the skills of some of my coworkers like Joaquin Phoenix or Meryl Streep, people like that who are so gifted they become the character, do deep, wonderful work. And I'm a perfectly fine actor with my skill set. But here's what I do that kind of puts me in a class by myself. I'm never on time. I'm always there a half hour early.
Right.
If I'm only 29 minutes early, I feel fidgety. I feel like I'm late. I get there early. I know my lines. I want to make every department's job easier if I can.
I love that. I'm with you on the coming early thing. I love that. Tell us about your new movie, Don't Tell Larry.
It's a great feature film. It's going to be a Lumley Theater there in the LA area, the Lumley in Encino. There's a wonderful Lumley Town Center there. It's going to be there. It's called Don't Tell Larry.
Yeah.
It's a great cast. John Shimke and Greg Porper wrote it and directed, and they're wonderful, funny guys.
Right.
And a great movie. It turned out so funny. It's dark and funny and wonderful, and I strongly suggest Don't Tell Larry. Everybody, please go and see it. And you can get it at Amazon too. You can see it online.
I love that. So I have your, I don't know if you can see, but I have your autobiography right here.
I saw it immediately. I'm so grateful.
Of course, yeah. So we wanted it front and center, and I love this title, To the Temple of Tranquility and Step on It. So can you kind of tell us a little bit about that book as well?
Yeah, I had no notion of writing a book. It wasn't what I intended to do at all. I got my daughter, who's now 25. She was 23 years ago. 3 years ago, she was 22. I said, look, let me just tell some of these stories to you, and you hold up your iPhone, at least I'll record them for you. Because my grandkids and my daughter Hayden, my daughter Amanda and Nick, my kids Nick and Amanda also, my grown kids, wanted me to record these stories, and I started to do it just for them, to have a little audio and video scrapbook, if you will, of these different stories.
Right.
And then, of course, after an hour of it, her arm got tired. She said, let's finish this another day. And that's when it began, Sarah. I thought I'd start taking notes from my daughter to complete this little story on her phone.
Right.
And when I did, I had 45 pages and went, wait a minute, this is the book.
Amazing.
You know, the keyboard of the computer became like a Ouija board that took me this way and that, and suddenly I'm remembering these stories I haven't thought of in 50 years.
So you have been, really public about living with Parkinson's, and it definitely has not slowed you down, at all, with your acting and your environmental work. So given your prominent public platform, do you consider yourself a role model for others living with Parkinson's?
What I found success in, and everybody's different, But I've had great success doing what the neurologists tell you to do, which is to take the carbidopa, levodopa, formula to keep yourself from shaking. This is
Right.
what Parkinson's can be like
Yes.
in 2025.
Right.
I'm very still. The
Mm.
medication helps with that. But
Yes.
for extra credit, Sarah, my wonderful wife said, okay, that's not enough. Those have side effects, those chemicals that you're taking,
Yes.
the dopamine does, and other things. Why don't you try some alternative medicine in addition? I've had it since 2004. I didn't
Wow.
know I had it till 2016. And those
Yes.
9 years, it hasn't really changed that much in the
Right.
9 years that have lapsed since I got diagnosed.
Uh,
So I'm doing something right, or more accurately, my wife is.
It takes both of you. So Ed, this is amazing. I am so, like I said, starstruck with meeting you, and I thank you so much. But before we wrap here, I always like to ask this. What would you say is one abundant word or phrase that actually describes your personal life today? Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Serenity.
Serenity. Oh, I love that.
It's a gift I got from a man named Alan Watts. He
Yeah.
wrote a book called
Yep.
This Is It. Do you
Yep.
ever read any Alan Watts?
I have absolutely. Yes. I love Alan
So
Watts.
wonderful, and allows me to be in this one with this one coming right now, Sarah. This one,
Yeah.
you and I are right here. The screen is not lagged. Don't adjust your sets or
Yeah.
your bandwidth. It's just
Yes.
to be in that moment and be present.
I love
That's a
it.
gift I got from that wonderful book and many books of his. So Alan Watts was kind of a teacher for me.
Yeah.
I never met him, and
Hmm.
helped me to be in this moment. Here it comes again. This one.
Right. I love it.
All there is me and you and the universe.
I
It's
love it.
wonderful.
Oh my gosh. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on here, sharing your incredible life and your wisdom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. It's
You're
an
welcome.
honor to meet you.
Yeah. Good to meet you too. And we will be right back. So don't go away. Your Guinness World Record oldest working female comedian in the world.
Life keeps getting better and more fun.
There are a lot of great people out there that have made mistakes, but a mistake could turn into a positive outcome, and that positive testimony can change the next generation.
It always sounds a little cheesy when you say it, even though it's probably also true. I believe that we can all make our life a symphony.
Oh, yes.
It
So
takes
symphony.
self-work.
Yes.
It takes.
Welcome back to the show. Amy Bartko is a PR and marketing expert with over 20 years of experience helping brands gain national media attention and build magnetic credibility. As founder of Chatterbox PR and marketing, she's empowered entrepreneurs and lifestyle brands to own their voice and tell their story. Amy's latest creation, the Pleasure Paradigm, is a movement designed to help women reconnect with their sensuality, awaken confidence, and embrace true visibility from the inside out, let me add. Through both her PR work and this powerful movement, Amy shows that visibility starts with honoring your pleasure and reclaiming your own power. Oh gosh, I love that. Wow. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
I know. So what an incredible combination that you've actually created. It's what I call the balance of, masculine and feminine energies. There's a beautiful journey when we create our passions and our pivotal point when we do. So can you explain a little bit about this pleasure paradigm and what was your inspiration for creating it?
Yeah. So with the pleasure paradigm, I created it because I was tired of watching women show up everywhere except for in their own bodies.
Yes.
I attend these amazing events filled with successful women, CEOs, 8 figure earners.
Yes.
And the conversation always stayed safe. We could talk about burnout, we could talk about motherhood, we could talk about our careers, but never pleasure.
Yes.
Never that embodied desire that we all are wanting, right?
Yes. So what would you say is the bigger vision behind it? You know, is it something maybe that you experienced in your life that you then, you know, wanted to show other women?
Well, as women, you
Yes.
know, we're taught to be to be on wherever we are, as far as in the
Yes.
boardroom, in our homes. We run these amazing, you know, everything, except we're not showing up in our own bodies. We're
Right.
not showing ourselves our pleasure that we deserve to have.
So I love this. But the question that I always have is, why is there so much shame connected with, you know, pleasure, you know, as a woman,
Right?
you know? Can you explain that?
Yes. Well, okay. So it's funny because as little girls, we're taught to stay quiet.
Yes.
We're taught
Oh
to
yeah.
right? We're taught to please. We're taught to show up for everyone, take care of everyone, but we're never taught to take care of ourselves. And when it comes to having sex for the first time, we definitely, there's no guide that comes with it,
No.
right? I mean,
No.
the birds and bee talk
Yeah.
does not actually tell you how to perform. Where with the pleasure paradigm, it's really inviting women to reconnect with their sensuality and step into their own bodies and empowerment.
Yeah. So how would you say that confidence starts to shift that dynamic in, you know, in the bedroom? I mean, is it all connected from the boardroom to the bedroom?
So it's funny, you said this a little bit ago.
Yes.
When we're in the boardroom, when we're running our homes, we really are driven in our masculine energy.
Exactly. Yes.
And when we're driven in our masculine energy and we're bringing that into the bedroom, that doesn't always translate. You know, if we're leaning into our feminine energy and just that sensuality of being more feminine, and it shows up differently in the bedroom.
So, you know, but also, like, we always think that masculine energy is stronger, where I think the opposite, that our feminine energy, our sensuality is actually so powerful. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel that the feminine energy and pleasure, it's not a luxury, it is a power.
Yes.
And if we show up in that feminine energy more, then we become more powerful.
So this is so important. I love this so much. But you know, I've really loved hearing how, you know, what you're doing to shift the world, you know, as a woman to other women. So what would you say is, because you're doing this now, what is one of your most abundant words or phrases that best describes your life since you have kind of embraced this, you know, pleasure paradigm? Not to put you on the spot or anything.
No, well, I said slow down, but also it's important to be able to feel confident asking for what it is that you want.
Yes.
And being able to speak up, and because men or your partner, you're really your partner,
Yeah.
they want to know what you want in the bedroom.
Yeah.
They want to hear that.
Yeah. So voice, speak up,
Yes, visibility.
visibility.
So I work in
Yes.
PR, you know, with brands, showing them visibility. Now I'm
Yes.
working with women and,
To-
you know, really inviting them to be more visible in the bedroom and asking for what they want.
Yes. I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing all this information with us. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Amy.
Thank you for having me, Sarah. This has been fun.
You're welcome. And we will be right back. So don't go away.
Because I was tired of watching women.
Oh
I do. So, like, doing my day job
You can pause it again.
PR.
Yeah.
And then my this fun little, new spin, the pleasure paradigm, has really opened up so many doors.
Really?
And just so many doors in the aspect of opening up the conversation. Amy Bartko, founder of Chatterbox PR and Marketing and the Pleasure Paradigm.
Perfect. All right. Tell us about your experience with Sarah Vie today.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely had an incredible time sitting with Sarah Vie and talking about the pleasure paradigm and how we are bringing pleasure to every household.
I love it. And what is the driver of that? What is it that you wanted to point out with that?
The driver of the pleasure paradigm is that women have a tendency to not ask for what it is that they want. And I am inviting and giving permission to women to ask for what you want in the bedroom, in the boardroom, in the grocery store, no matter where it is.
Love it. Definitely. And what about the wall? How'd you feel about the cameras, the colors? How did you feel about this experience?
Oh my gosh, this experience has been so wonderful. And doing the photo shoot, video, the B-roll, everything has been amazing. And the crew is incredible. So thank you, thank you.
Perfect. That's all I needed. Shot, yes. Keep that going. Got that shot? Come on, through. Go ahead. There you go.
All right, let me pull you over this way.
Okay.
We're having fun.
I'm just going to say, woohoo! We are back in the kitchen, one of my most favorite places to be, this time with an incredible chef, originally from New York, now serving the Carolinas. Chef Will Williams is in the house. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Will. It wasn't long ago after he graduated from one of the best culinary institutes in the country that William premiered his private catering company, Seasoned Provisions. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. I am so glad you're here with all of us. And as always, wow, does it smell incredible?
Thank you.
Smell-o-vision. Yeah. So as you kind of prepare things
Yes.
here, I'm going to ask you some questions, of course, because we're dying to know your whole background.
hmm
So when did you know that cooking was your passion?
So it started with my grandmother. She's from Trinidad,
Oh.
and my dad's from Trinidad. His mom's from Trinidad, and my mom's from Jamaica.
Right.
And so every Thanksgiving, it was like very much so like a huge production.
Right.
And I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Like I could see myself doing that. So I just got in the kitchen and learned. I burnt myself a few times and just
Yeah.
learned like I like
That's
I
what you
like this
learned.
experience, you know.
Yeah.
So from there, I developed such a passion with just serving people.
Yes,
Yep.
I love that.
Mm.
So yeah, it smells absolutely delicious here.
Mhm.
But one of my favorite things on the show is being the taste tester. I know that I get to do that. I hope that I get to do that at the end. So what is this I'm going to call it a masterpiece
Yes.
that you are going to
Absolutely.
create here today.
So I came up with this idea called a shrab cake.
Oh, a shrab cake.
So it has a combination of lump crab mix,
Yep.
and then chunks of shrimp. So shrab.
Shrab.
So shrimp and crab combined into one. So you have
Right.
little bits of shrimp chunks inside this crab cake.
Say that 4 times. Shrimp chunks.
Shrimp trunk, yeah, right? Shrimp trunks. So
I love it.
to
Yeah.
get the recipe started, the shrimp is just chopped into like little medium dice.
Yes.
Depending on what you like and what your palate likes, you can go smaller. But
Yep.
I want to see the chunks of shrimp in there.
Right.
So once that's in there, don't even play with the crab. The crab comes out of the can, maybe squeeze off the excess liquid,
Yes.
pour it in there.
Right.
And some of the ingredients that I
Mhm.
add are parsley
Yep.
for some herbaceousness.
Okay.
And then we have 2 binding agents. We have eggs,
Yes.
and then we have also Japanese breadcrumbs, formerly known as panko crumbs.
Panko. Yep.
Yes,
I
and
know,
so
I'm familiar. Yep.
Yeah, some good stuff. So we add the panko crumbs in there, and I go a little extra on it because you want it to hold together
Right.
and not break apart when it's in the oven. So you definitely want to make sure there's some sort of binding
I
agent in
love
there.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, love that. So what would you say is your favorite thing about what you do with your business season provisions?
My favorite thing would have to be in-home prep events.
Oh.
I love coming to your home, using your dishes, moving in part-time, plating your dinners, doing all those different things. I find that to be so much more intimate. And it's a much better guest experience versus me preparing it offside of the commercial kitchen and dropping it off. I come into your home. I become a part of your home in a way, you know?
I would love that.
Yeah, I would love to talk about it.
Yeah. So this is, so I'm assuming this is the before.
Yeah, this is the 4.
Yeah.
And this is the after. So once we get all the eggs and stuff in there,
Yeah.
we add lime or lemon juice, some Worcestershire, and that's that. And then you form them into these beautiful little balls here. They
Yep.
can be, anywhere between 2 and 5 ounces, depending if you're doing an appetizer service or entree service. So you can kind of play
So
around
what
with
would
this.
these be?
I'd
These are
say appetizer. Yeah, because 1 to 2 bites would be an appetizer situation.
That would probably be a whole meal for me.
So the next process is once you get them all balled up, this is just on the plate, you get a baking dish.
Yes.
Oil it down, and then what I do is I cook it at 475 for about 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
And maybe the last 5 minutes, I turn the oven up to broil. And then that's where I get that beautiful color on top over there. And so once those are cooked, you remember I was telling you how the chunks are shrimp? You see those chunks?
Yes.
So typically you can put them down there, but first I'm going to get the remoulade.
Is that your secret sauce?
So this is my secret sauce. I actually have a spice line I'm working on, and this is going to be one of our blends. And all I really added was some mayo, some white vinegar, some mustard, and then mix my seasoning in there. And then you'll notice in here, I added a little bit of salt and pepper, but a lot of the seasoning is coming from the sauce.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
So
we don't want to overdo
put that
it.
down, and as we kind of, wrap here, I always like to ask, and I love asking, our chefs, you being one of them, what would you say with you, living in your passion, doing what brings you joy, what is one abundant word or phrase that best describes your life?
My life, I would say, would be manifesting daily.
Manifesting daily. Yes, I love that.
Everything in my life. Yep.
There you go. I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing these incredible, yummy shrub cakes with us. And before we go, I am going to have a little bite to see how they are.
Jump in there.
So thank you so much. And we will be right back after this. Oh my God. So good.
All right. Great smile.
Oh, I gotta get you.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
She said, I want beef bourguignon. So I make the beef bourguignon. And she's smoking cigarettes after each course. I was like, did you try your food? She's like, I gotta smoke a cigarette. I'm like, okay, I guess that's it. That's it. But it was really good. It took like 6 hours to do it. It was a good time.
Get my teeth around these. These are delicious. Thank you so much. But thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your delicacies with all of us.
All right, and look right at Hannah. There you go.
Hannah,
oh,
look at Hannah.
That was perfect, actually. I can use that for a transition.
That's a good smile right there.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
You can cross your arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it.
All right. Camera is rolling.
Chef Will Williams, bringing the flavor and the spice.
Here is one of the best quotes I've heard in a really long time. And it is from my next guest. And it goes like this. If you can look up, you can get up. Her energy is infectious, and she definitely sets the stage for all of us. Bershan Shaw is a 2-time stage 4 breast cancer, I'm going to say thriver, internationally recognized executive coach, motivational speaker, and founder of URAWarrior, a groundbreaking mental wellness platform. Bershan is on a mission to help individuals, especially those overlooked and underserved, heal, grow, and thrive. I am fascinated by your courageous, thriving backstory Oh, it
Oh
is
my
such an
gosh.
inspiration. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I love that introduction. I'm like, whoa, who is that?
I know.
Right. I
So
love
can
it.
you tell us about your life experience? And I do like survivor, but I love the word thriver. With, you survived thriving with and also through
Yep.
stage 4 breast cancer
Yes.
2 times. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Oh
Can
my
you tell
gosh.
us about that?
I always say thriver too,
Yeah.
because, you thrive, and I try to thrive through life every day with joy and happiness, right? And so
Yes.
that is living to the fullest. I always say, I'm riding this thing called life till the wheels fall off, because I'm just doing
I
everything.
love that.
Yes.
Yes.
And, I got diagnosed with terminal breast cancer 16 years ago. And doctors saw it all over my body. They told me to get my affairs in order. I saw 7 doctors, and it was aggressive.
Yeah.
It was really there all over. And it was like, wow, I can't believe that this is my story. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe that this is my story.
Yes, and you didn't become the story. I think
Right.
that's the difference.
That's it.
When you don't become it, it's not you.
See, that's it. So I would say cancer was my diagnosis, not my prognosis. It's not my life. It's not my
yes.
journey. I'm not becoming the story.
Right.
It was a bump in the road.
Right. Oh my gosh. So, I always say, true beauty is not just on the outside of us, but, really on the inside. And, you are a beauty inside out. Let me just offer that to you. But my favorite thing that I read about you is that you showed up at chemo wearing makeup and a fur coats or a
Yeah.
fur coat.
Well, it was a specific red faux fur, right? I used to wear
love it.
like a red faux fur and some red boots. So I showed up because I wanted to show up, right? You are what you think and you are what you believe.
Yeah.
And I believe you can change any trajectory, any story you make with the mindset.
Yes, you can. And
Yeah.
the words that you say.
And the
'cause
words that you
would-
say.
That would be me too. I would be in high heels, makeup,
High heels, makeup,
fur coat,
yes,
whatever. Yeah, because
and-
then you're not becoming the story.
You're
I
not
feel.
becoming the story, and you are the director of your life and your movie and your story. So with the red faux fur, I would come in, makeup, hair done, and people are like, "Where are you going?"
But what? But the question is like, why not?
Why not?
What? Who's telling us that we have to show up in, and there's nothing wrong with showing up in sweatpants if that makes you feel comfortable. But why not?
Why not?
I love the why not. So many things. There's so many things that I really want to talk about
Okay,
with you.
yes.
So I know you have so many passions, and one is your mental wellness app
Yep.
called You're a Warrior.
Yep.
Right?
You're a warrior.
That
You are a warrior.
You
Yep.
created.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about, how it actually can help someone that might be also facing cancer in their lives.
Yeah, no, thank you. So it was a big mission of mine to really try to normalize mental health, because going through cancer, what do you deal with? Depression, loneliness. Other
Yes.
people aren't stage 4 like you. You deal with anxiety, panic attack, like all of these things. And it was bigger than cancer. It's cancer, but I was like, what's the cancer in your life? What are you dealing with? And people were suffering in silence. People were embarrassed to share, ashamed, didn't want to talk about their issues. And I was like, let me build something where people can share, vent, get
Right.
support, get inspired, and get motivated.
Yes, I love that. Just to kind of get it to get support, because I'm
Yeah.
sure it is a very scary thing. I mean, was there any kind of fear when you were initially diagnosed, or did you just
Yes.
did you turn to a community
Yeah.
or?
So it's a good question. I turned to communities, and communities were negative. People are like, oh, if you have stage 4, you're going to die.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, if this is like, you only got a few, like everyone was negative. I even went to my doctor recently, and she said, these blogs are horrible. So I wanted to build something with positivity, with support, like where you can get help through AI, real live coaches, daily motivation, daily challenges. Like, let's start a community. And I always say it's more than an app, it's a movement. We're starting a movement for mental health.
But we need to switch it, because it's like, when you get diagnosed, it's like the next step is like, oh, I'm so sorry. That's fine, sympathy and compassion.
Yep.
But we really need to say, no, it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't.
I love that.
We don't have to stay in the mindset. You said something so powerful. It does not have to be your story. No. Cancer doesn't have to be talked about every day, all day. This is my story, my story. I make my story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because whenever you tell the same story, and if it is negative, it creates the energy that we then hold inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I love this so much. So as a thriver,
a thriver. Yes.
What would you say is, one abundant word or phrase that describes your life as a thriver today?
Oh, one word.
Well, you can
say
a phrase.
Like, let me see. Okay.
You can use a whole sentence if you want, but just what describe abundance?
Abundance. Yeah, to me, I would say energetic, dynamic, infectious, supportive.
Oh yeah,
supportive, motivating, inspirational, uplifting.
Yes.
I would say, because I hear these words from my followers, from people I'm in touch with, from places I speak at.
Yeah. I am so happy to have met you. And I got a dose of your high vibes, so I'm so thankful for that. But thank you so much for sharing this incredible journey that you've been on, and thank you for coming on the show.
This was so good. Thank you so much. And you are amazing too. I love it. You're smiling bright. You're full of life.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. I received that. So.
Oh, and you get to smell this. Watch this corn right here.
Yeah, that food smells amazing.
What do you
making? Crab cakes? Crab cakes, yeah. So we can have one afterwards? Oh, we can have one afterwards.
Wait a minute, he's making crab cakes.
You make crab cakes.
I'm from Maryland. Stick around.
I'm from Maryland, so I don't know. No, I want to taste them. Okay, because we're from Maryland.
Where are you from?
I'm from Charlotte.
Oh, we gotta try these crab cakes. Okay. We Maryland. So.
These can be spicy, whatever feels right to you. Yeah. You can put a kiss in me. You can yes, so cute. Love that.
Oh, that's nice.
1 second, let me put my other one out. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I love the hair crunch. You're killing this.
But it's on here. If you can look up, you can get up.
Yep.
I love that. And I was listening to some of your interviews.
Okay.
And that was the one that really stood out.
Yes.
Because that is huge motivation.
That's huge motivation.
Because we think we have to, make a huge leap, but if you can just look up,
right?
You can
so you can get
love
up.
That.
I love that. And so that's the moment, because everything is step by step. I would say it's micro steps to macro steps.
And see, that's always been my philosophy is you do the 1%, you meditate for 5 minutes if you want to start something. You start small, because we always think that we have to jump in, make a splash, but we can just take our time. But that was one of the things that stood out to me. So I want everybody to know about that, because I think, doing something different is very challenging for people to start.
Yes.
But if you can look up.
You can get it. And it's the start. And it's the act of doing. Just keep doing. Even if it's small. But we shouldn't say the whole thing, because let's talk about it, right?
Shoot, that was helping me
The
out.
whole interview.
That is it for us today on Living Abundantly. For even more content and inspiration, follow us on my YouTube channel, Living Abundantly with Sarah Vie. And I will see you next time. And what do I always say? Here's to living abundantly.
The proceeding was sponsored by Sarah Vie, LLC.